Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is April 19th, and right now we are looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see the state of California here. The Hawaiian Islands would be the bottom left, and you can see the Pacific Ocean. And if you look closely, you can see a system that's really tough to pick up even on the infrared satellite or the visible satellite imagery. You can see that little impulse moving here across California. It's going to kick off a few thunderstorms today and maybe tomorrow as well. We'll look at those details. We'll look at the warm-up that we're going to have, and then we'll take a look at the troughing and some of the potential for a bit of a cool down and maybe some precipitation as we go towards the end of the month. As we go through the video here today, taking a look at the visible satellite imagery, you can see the marine there up and down the coastline here and kind of in towards the Bay Area at times, Central Coast, Santa Barbara, a lot of the Los Angeles Metro and San Diego Metro under some of those low clouds, but you can kind of see it is burning off for some of the areas as we speak. But look at the snow-capped mountains there across the Sierra Nevada. You can kind of see the clouds associated with that very weak impulse moving across Southern California as we go through this morning. I'm taking a look at April 18th, 2023 versus where we are now. So this is current, and as you know, we don't have any drought conditions across the state of California. But if we go back towards last year, you can see we did have a bit of drought, and there was even some severe drought across portions like Las Vegas. But yeah, big improvements just over the last year, and I showed yesterday what happens if you go back even further than that, like December 27th, 2022. Just massive drought concerns, extreme and exceptional drought across California. That has all been just completely erased here over the last year and a half or so now. And taking a look at the thunderstorm probabilities now, let's dive into the forecast. 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. today, and then 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. So you're going to see anytime, after the noon hour, really, you could start to kick off some of this thunderstorm activity here across the Sierra Nevada. This is from the National Weather Service, Hanford, California. So taking a look, there's some wind advisories out here. You can see it does include Mojave and just towards the Grapevine. There's going to be some gusty winds as well as down across some of the peninsular ranges. Gusts to 50 miles per hour from 5 p.m. this afternoon all the way through 4 a.m. Saturday morning. And they're going to kick back up again here as we go through later portions of the weekend. I'll show you that here and more in a moment. Upcoming heat risk here. Check it out. Death Valley getting up over 100 degrees now. Las Vegas getting some 90s coming in here. Lake Havasu getting up towards 100 as well. So heads up if you're going to be out across some of the interior areas and Arizona for sure. We got Phoenix getting close to 100 there. Maybe we'll hit 100 on Monday. That would be the first 100-degree day of the year. And some other areas are going to get some pretty warm temperatures. Check out Blythe getting up towards 100 degrees as well for Sunday and Monday. And if you want a nice, affordable home weather station, click on that link down below to save 10% off. This thing is great. It has a widget on your smartphone that just shows you the temperature at a glance. Has a lightning detection system with it as well. Stores all the data for you in the cloud. I highly recommend this station. And taking a look at the European, this is last night's run here, and you can kind of see that weak impulse right there moving through the region, and we're going to have this ridge with us for a few days. But then there's some troughing that continue to show up in the extended forecast here. The GFS and the European not in great agreement on what is going to come of this as we go on in through next week, and then there's always a system or two that shows up if you go far enough off into the extended, so we're not going to worry about that right now. But we'll be watching things and breaking it down day by day because we could have a system rolling through as we go through next week. This will be next Wednesday afternoon. And taking a look at 6-hour precipitation and type on the GFS, so you can kind of see as we go through the day today, the thunderstorm activity mainly across the Sierra Nevada there for thunderstorm potential. And then again, as we go through Sunday, there's a little bit of precip showing up here, or Saturday on into Sunday. If we go into Sunday, you can see maybe another thunderstorm or two across the higher terrain again. So just have that in the back of your mind. If you see those towering cumulus and cumulus clouds going out there, if you're off in the backcountry, I know it's a popular time of year to get out there and to do some camping, be careful for the thunderstorm threat. And as we go on in through Monday, again, showing up across the Sierra Nevada, and again, Tuesday, a little bit lesser coverage there. But then we have this next trough trying to move in here that could reintroduce the threat of some precipitation across some portions of the state. And then the GFS, as we start looking way out in the forecast, 160 hours out, tries to show a trough across some of the west coast here. And we'll see how that, trends in some of the future model runs coming up. Composite reflectivity, the North American model here, the high resolution, you can see as we go through this afternoon, it'll be about 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can kind of see the thunderstorm potential out there as these are moving mainly from northwest to southeast here. So heads up for that today. And as we go through Saturday, you'll see them pop up a bit again here, maybe a little bit lesser coverage. And as we go through Sunday, and maybe a shower or two out there. Now, taking a look at the wind speeds as well, just a heads up if you're going across some of the mountain canyons and passes out there driving a high profile vehicle, as we go on in through this evening and tonight, you can kind of see the winds kicking up peninsula ranges, some of the desert areas, some of the transverse ranges here up and towards the southern Sierra Nevada could get a little bit gusty. You can see some gusty northerly winds here too as we go over the next couple of days down some of the valley areas and down the coastline. Watch out for the headlands and that strong northwest wind, pretty typical stuff. And then as we go on in through Sunday, we relax that gradient a little bit, maybe start to kick it up again in the afternoon a bit. Taking a look at lightning flash density potential, and I just kind of wanted to show you the European is on board here across the Sierra Nevada, probably overdoing that across some of the transverse ranges here. But yeah, definitely a thunderstorm chance today. And total precipitation in inches, this is the European. So you can see the thunderstorm activity for the next couple of days, again, dropping a little bit of rainfall here. And if we scroll far enough off into the extended, you can see it continues to show some potential for some rainfall as we go on into the following week. But again, we'll be watching that and breaking it down day by day. Poor model agreement right now. And if we look at the GFS, a little bit different than the European. So the weekend pulse moves through, we build the ridge, and then next week it wants to try to throw some troughing our way here across the Pacific Northwest, down through the Southwest, and then maybe something off into the extended forecast. We'll see how that trends. Now taking a look at daily 2-meter max temperature. So we've got today, this is Friday, check it out, lots of 80s across the valley areas, and you're going to be getting it in the 90s for some of the desert regions. We go through tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's when we might start cooling things down a bit here. So there still is some hope for another system or two to move through as we go towards the end of the month, but no promises just yet. Taking a look at San Bernardino, you can see the warm up here as we go through Sunday and Monday, then maybe the cool down coming as we go through next week. Again, we'll see how that trends. Bakersfield, something similar, and Sacramento also, you can kind of see that cooling. This red line is the average temperature for this time of year. You can see right around 75 degrees here today, maybe 76. And then by the time you get towards the end of the month, you're starting to look at average highs into the low to mid 80s. And again, snow water equivalent doing quite well across the Sierra Nevada and a lot of the Colorado Basin areas. And you can see this is where we export a lot of this lower basin water into Southern California. So that's why it's so important to Southern California. And Sierra Nevada, again, I like to show this one a lot of times too, 137% of historical means. We're doing well for snow water content there also. But anyway, yeah, watch out for the thunderstorms across the Sierra Nevada the next couple of days, and we'll continue to break things down day by day off into the extended forecast. Hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.